the square and compass. Two simple tools that carry a weight of mystery unlike any other. To most, they look ordinary, yet they represent one of history's most enigmatic brotherhoods, the Freemasons. For centuries, this secretive order has fascinated, frightened, and puzzled the world. With over 2 million members today, their presence is undeniable, yet their true nature remains hidden behind locked doors, obscure rituals, and legends that blur the line between myth and reality. Who are they really? What truths are buried inside their temples? And why do so many still believe they hold the power to change the fate of nations? From the moment Freemasonry emerged in the 18th century, whispers of conspiracy followed. Clergymen branded them as devil worshippers. Kings and popes feared their influence. Revolutionaries were accused of using their lodges as secret command centers. Even the French Revolution was blamed in part on their hidden hand. Across Europe, they were excommunicated, hunted, and even killed for daring to gather under the banner of brotherhood. Hundreds lost their lives simply for being Freemasons, proof that this fraternity was seen as something far more threatening than a harmless club of thinkers. Yet for all the accusations, the question lingers: what kind of organization inspires both loyalty so fierce and suspicion so deep? Step inside their world, and you'll find something remarkable. In Paris, behind the facade of the Grand Orient of France, lies a labyrinth of libraries, ritual chambers, and halls where members, called brothers, debate philosophy, politics, and the meaning of existence itself. Here, they abandon the outside world to enter what they call a secret garden, a sanctuary of free thought, shielded from the noise of ordinary life. But Freemasonry is not simply a gathering of intellectuals. It is an order. Like the knightly brotherhoods of the Middle Ages, it thrives on hierarchy, ritual, and symbolism. At its heart is the lodge, where members assemble to perform ceremonies cloaked in allegory. The black and white checkered floors represent light and darkness, good and evil, life and death. The columns at the entrance echo those of Solomon's Temple, believed to have once housed the Ark of the Covenant. At every meeting, initiates wear white gloves and aprons that signify rank, reminding them of a heritage stretching back to medieval stone masons who carved cathedrals from freestone. The rituals themselves remain a source of endless fascination and suspicion. Candidates seeking entry into the Brotherhood are not simply welcomed, they are initiated. Blindfolded, guided, and tested, they undergo ceremonies designed to awaken a sense of mortality, morality, and spiritual growth. To outsiders, these rituals appear strange, even esoteric. But to the initiated, they carry layers of meaning, each symbol pointing to a deeper truth about the human condition. And perhaps it is secrecy itself that fuels both allure and fear. Behind closed doors, members exchange ideas freely, bound by vows of confidentiality. Nothing spoken inside a lodge can be repeated outside. That silence has given them a reputation for shadowy influence, as if every handshake and whispered conversation might be steering the course of history. And history, it turns out, has often proven that suspicion right. Consider this: when Napoleon rose to power, nearly his entire family and most of his key ministers were Freemasons. His brother Joseph even became Grand Master of the Grand Orient of France. Wherever Napoleon's empire expanded, Masonic lodges multiplied. Later, during the birth of France's Third Republic, Freemasons were not just present, they were dominant. More than 200 deputies in government bore the apron and gloves of the Brotherhood. Laws on education, labor, and press freedom were often introduced by men sworn to Masonic ideals. To their opponents, it seemed less like a fraternity and more like a hidden parliament ruling from the shadows. But influence has always come at a cost. The Catholic Church condemned them, issuing papal bulls of excommunication that declared membership a mortal sin. Totalitarian regimes from Nazi Germany to Soviet Russia persecuted them, branding them enemies of the state. In France, during the Vichy regime, thousands of Freemasons were targeted, many paying the ultimate price for their allegiance. To be a Mason was to walk a dangerous line between enlightenment and persecution. Still, the symbols endure, etched into gravestones, carved into temples, worn as rings, and hidden in plain sight. The all-seeing eye, the compass and square, the blazing star, all carry multiple meanings. To some, the eye represents divine providence. To others, it symbolizes universal consciousness or the laws of nature itself. The compass may signify balance, the circle of life, or the search for perfection. Every Mason is free to interpret these signs in their own way, creating a language that is both universal and deeply personal. Even their handshake, often mocked or exaggerated, has roots in ancient trades. Once, every craft had its secret grip. Today, Freemasonry alone has preserved this tradition. It may seem like a small gesture, but to initiates, it is a bond of trust, a silent recognition that transcends borders, languages, and centuries. From its beginnings in medieval guilds to speculative Freemasonry in Enlightenment Europe, the order has evolved from stonecutters to philosophers, from builders of cathedrals to builders of ideas. They claim no throne, no army, no flag. And yet, generation after generation, Freemasons have shaped history from the margins, pushing forward ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity, values that changed entire nations. And still, the suspicion persists. Were they truly behind revolutions? Do they secretly pull the strings of governments today? Or are they simply scapegoats, accused of plotting world domination because they dare to guard their traditions in silence? That is the paradox of Freemasonry. The very secrecy that protects them also fuels the myths that surround them. To some, they are a force of progress and enlightenment. To others, a dark conspiracy cloaked in ritual. Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between, a society bound not by world domination, but by symbols, allegories, and the eternal search for meaning. And maybe that is why they continue to endure. Because in a world obsessed with quick answers, the Freemasons remind us that mystery still holds power. As you look at their symbols carved on gravestones, or glance at the square and compass on a passing ring, ask yourself this: is it merely a reminder of an ancient brotherhood? Or is it a silent signal from those still working quietly to shape the world around us? The truth, as always, remains locked behind the closed doors of the lodge, waiting for those brave enough to seek it.